All right, so one of the most highly anticipated games that came out, was it like December 10th? Cyberpunk 2077. If you haven't, heard or seen any of the news that recently came out about the game, was that it's a mess. It's very buggy. If you have the base console of the Xbox One or the PS4, it was basically unplayable for some people, and this has caused a problem for CD Projekt Red and the game itself, so a lot of places or CD have been offering refunds for people that purchased the game. Just recently today, on the 18th, or was it, I think it was the 18th, this video will probably come out the next day, but Sony had took down 2077 from the PlayStation Store because of with everything going on, and it's kind of crazy, man, but it's kind of also crazy that people didn't see the red flags. If you haven't noticed, or maybe you have noticed, that there wasn't no gameplay of the base console. Like, that should have been a red flag. Like, they were showing stuff they were showing gameplay that was meant for the PS4 Pro and the PS5, and the other video that they came out with was the Xbox One X and then the Series X, and then it also make you think, like, I don't know how the Pro is. I haven't played it on the Pro. I played it on PC and then played it on PS5, so I don't know how the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X actually run. I met some people and they said, oh, it works pretty well on that, so I don't know, it could be true, but I mean, that gameplay, we don't know if it ran on the PS4 Pro. It probably ran on the PS5, or it was probably PC gameplay, we don't know. But it's just crazy that they allowed that to just go through the door. This was a company that people have always mentioned that they're a really good company and they care about their game. I mean, even in the message they sent, that they want to repair that relationship with fans. And if you think about it, it's like, if you don't have to repair that relationship with fans if you didn't do stuff like this. Like, it's very, like, if you've never done anything, you just became honest with your fans, like, hey, like, this game is not ready to be put out. It's not finished. And maybe your core fan base will understand that and probably let you ride out and delay the game till probably next year, 2021, to actually make the game playable, so people will be able to actually play through the game. Because that's the problem, because people are not able to play through the game if they have the base console. And another thing is, like, I'm not in the industry, you guys not in the industry, so we don't know what was going on behind the scenes. We can only speculate what was happening there. I mean, like, usually with game studios like this, you have people call investors, the board, people that make devs do what they want them to do, and they put out whatever they want. It happens with a lot of games, and I believe that was ultimately the problem with Cyberpunk, when you have people that probably don't understand what is going on with the game life cycle. All they see is dollar bills either disappearing or calculating. They just want that. So it happens when, especially we're in the holiday time. If the game is not, been delayed like a couple times, they don't want to miss that holiday time, because that's money making playoff moments right there. It's basically the playoffs for companies. See who can make that money. It's playoffs. I mean, I'm just rambling, but because if you have noticed, there've been articles and journalists in the industry that came out and said, they vetted some devs that said that the game technically wasn't ready to be put out. It was not ready to go into for people to play at all, because it still had a lot of bugs in it, because they were saying, like, some of the devs were surprised that they decided to put a December 10th release on it. Article that I was reading, right now, a lot of the devs that are that worked on the game are pretty upset about the launch of Cyberpunk, and they had a meeting with the board, and asked them a lot of questions about, like, how did this happen? Why did we put this game out that now we're getting trashed on? The game that we basically worked, that you kind of overworked us on, and it still turned out like this. Like, because there's a lot of from reading the article, there's a lot of things where the devs like question, like, yo, why is this happening? Why is that? This, that. And I think this was back in January when they mentioned that they can go gold for Cyberpunk, and the board said like, hey, we'll take the hit on it if it get released with all these bugs. So I guess probably the same thing was uttered in the conversation before, when they announced December 10th or any other release date before then, like, hey, we'll take the hit, don't worry about the bugs, we'll fix it in post, so I'm gonna leave that article in there. Like I said, it's from an article that's saying that a lot of the devs now are rebelling against it, which is funny because you make a game about corporation and they are getting treated like the people that get treated at these corporations in the game. So it's pretty funny that they're having this problem right now. But like it's just one of the things, you don't understand what happened. Why did this game come out like this, especially having such a game like The Witcher and how they handled that situation. I'm not saying The Witcher was flawless, because they had its problem, but it never had as much problems or many problems as this game does. Unfortunately enough, I was able to still play it because I was playing it on PC and the PS5, so I was able to get through the game and enjoy it. But a lot of people weren't able to do that, so so I understand a lot of people's frustration. If I've been waiting on a game that I wanted to play since, when that trailer dropped, the first one with the Android was like 2012, I think. I mean, so you've been waiting for a long period of time to be able to get this game in your hand that you didn't believe was real in the first place, and now you can't really get through the first 3 hours of the game because it was unplayable. Probably not even 3 hours, probably less than that. So I mean, I can understand people's frustration about it, about this whole thing that happened with this game, and not waiting to get the patches, is because you shouldn't have to wait to get patches. Games should be already ready. But I mean, it's a learned lesson. Hopefully they're able to recover, patch up that relationship that they have with fans and their reputation. It's a learning lesson. Take your time, man. I don't know, man, but also you got to learn from your peers too. I mean, take a play out of Rockstar's book. When a Rockstar, they rarely release games as much. They never talk about their games. They only release stuff when they feel like, okay, this is a good release, we should release this trailer, this is good enough. They never say anything about their game unless they have some throwaways to throw out there. But other than that, they're pretty like silent. Like everything is locked down on their stuff. They only put out information if it's like, usually when Rockstar start putting out a little bit more information about whatever project that they're working on, that means the game is coming soon, and that means that they're pretty much good on the game. Because if you never realize, Rockstar only put out stuff when it's basically meet their standard. Like they have a gold standard, and if they meet that standard, then that means hey, GTA, Bully, or whatever project that they were working on is going to come out. And I guess you have to have that too. They should have had that when they was doing Cyberpunk. Instead of a release date, instead of these 3-4 release dates that they said that was coming out with the game, but it didn't happen, they should have just kept it at 2020, because that's not like an official release date. It wouldn't give people hope. They probably had time to work on the game, and their stocks wouldn't have been messed up, because that was another reason why they put out the game, because their stocks, and probably that's why the investors wanted to put it out. But if they did that, they probably would have been cool if they just kept it as a 2020 release. And then if the game wasn't ready by 2020, they could have had like under the radar pushed the game back a little bit to 2021, and nobody would have batted an eye or got mad, stuff like that. So that's something that they should have did, instead of giving these release dates and lying and saying that the game is ready, is the game went gold. Because you even question it too. When the game went gold, usually games go gold, that means it's ready, and then all of a sudden they push it back and say, oh well, when games are go gold doesn't mean that it's ready to go. But we're not stupid, because usually when games go gold, we know that, oh, the game's about to come out soon. So I mean, that's 3 red flags that they have. The one was not showing any gameplay on the systems of the base consoles of the PS4 or Xbox One. 2 was when the reviewers got hold of the game to be able to play it, they all played on PCs. They never played on the consoles to show off gameplay, and they never showed gameplay during the reviews. And the third was that when the game went gold, they delayed it. and said that the game is ready, but they want to fix on it. Usually when, like I said, when games go gold, that is ready to go. But anyway, I'm gonna end this rambling off, just me rambling. So just gonna end it off here. So just let me know if you was able to play Cyberpunk, or at least enjoy the game, or did you run into bugs, how you feel about the whole situation or what's going on. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.